Hey guys, so if you are coming from part one, you already know that I filmed this all as one video and I ended up having to split it into two just because of the sheer length of it. If you haven't already watched part one, I will link it down below and in the eye above. It's long, but I definitely think it's important to look at Jen's past in order to fully examine her present. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll keep this intro short and sweet. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video. Let me know down below what you think so far. And I hope you guys enjoy. So let's move forward to August of 2020. In August of 2020, Jenluvsreviews put up a video entitled, where she was following AOC Alexandria, why can't I remember her name? Ocasio-Cortez. Why did I just blank on that? I tried to say, I thought, my apologies. So AOC is a congresswoman from New York, and she did a Vogue video that was like my everyday makeup routine, and so Jen was like, oh, I'm gonna follow that. So she posted the video, and very quickly it got 16,000 views and 1.1 thousand thumbs up with 1,000 thumbs down. And people were not impressed with a lot in the video. Now the video is down. I had to watch it via someone else's live stream. I think her name was Xylee. I'll try to link it down below. Her live stream was very long, but I kind of like skipped through and watched as much of the video as I could. And in the video, I mean, people had lots of issues with the video. Overall, the tone felt very condescending and nitpicky. Already, Jen didn't have a lot of the products in the video, and I think that's fine. Like, if you're gonna recreate someone else's video, people are always like, you know, you don't have to use the same products, use similar products. And considering Jen has a completely different skin tone than AOC, I think that would be acceptable. But the issue is that Jen's overall tone was so just like not great. And like she said she had fun filming the video, but like it doesn't seem like she did. And also I think a lot of the times makeup girlies will like look at celebrity makeup, like everyday makeup, and be like, what is that? Because we forget that like normal people's everyday makeup is not what a makeup girlie's everyday makeup is. And even like me, I'm like middle ground. Like I don't go as hard as like a Jaclyn Hill does for her everyday makeup. So like there's different levels of everyday makeup. So obviously if you're a full glam ass bitch, you're not gonna like a lighter glam situation like AOC did. And in the video, Jen kept talking about how she thought the look looked awful. And like, I just want you to know that I followed AOC's tutorial for my look today. Really, I didn't put foundation on because I didn't want to, but like concealer, bronzer, I used my Fenty contour just like her, put on my red lip. I just did a simple eye with some brown eyeliner like she does. And like, I don't know how a simple foundation, red lip, simple eye can go bad. Like, I don't know why Jen hated it. But again, Jen didn't use a lot of the same products, and it was just like, she just kept going on and on about how she didn't like the foundation version in the video. But the real issue is two things. So in AOC's video, she talks about the pink tax, and in reference to things marketed towards people who menstruate, she said. And Jen, like, I don't know if she doesn't understand what inclusivity is, but like, I've tried to educate myself as best as I can about trans rights, and Jen was like, oh, well, people were really mad when J.K. Rowling said people who menstruate. So it's very interesting to see that AOC would say people who menstruate. That's like not inclusive. But like, first of all, if you know even the slightest bit about AOC, you know that she is very inclusive. And also, I just want to pop up J.K. Rowling's tweet here for a second so that you can see that J.K. Rowling was mocking the term people who menstruate, and AOC was using it to include people. Jen literally said that using the term people who menstruate was excluding people, which like, you're a white, cis, straight woman, I'm assuming. I know you have a husband. And like, if you don't know, you could Google it. Like, I just like so weird that she would just be like, oh wow, I can't believe AOC would say that. And she further went on to tweet, actually first she went on to pin a comment on the video before she deleted it and said, thank you to those of you leaving helpful comments. So those of you who can't stand the fact that I'm not a cookie cutter follower who doesn't think for herself, I wish you well. A woman trying to silence another woman with an opinion is against everything AOC stands for. Again, no one's trying to silence you. They're trying to educate you because your opinion is ignorant. Welcome to the USA where liberals eat each other. This was a very fun video to film. The look actually looked much better once I added lashes. If you're sticking around, you'll see that in the next video. I hope everyone has a great day. No one's eating you, Jen. Just, again, like, you're being told you did something wrong, and instead of taking a second to listen, she immediately goes on the attack. And someone tweeted her on Twitter and said, JK was using the phrase people who menstruate in a mocking tone because she was saying only women do that, where AOC was attempting to be inclusive to anyone, not just women who menstruate. Very different tones and context. And then Jen goes, true. I felt she left trans women out of the conversation by limiting the pink tax to those who menstruate. She definitely did better than JK, but I thought she could have been phrased better. And like, here's the thing. What she was doing was not leaving out trans women. She was including trans men because using the term people who menstruate includes trans men and non-binary people and everyone in between. And that's what she was trying to do, to be inclusive, because some of these products that are more expensive are feminine hygiene and menstrual products. And also saying that she left trans women out of the conversation about women just shows that, like, trans women are women, so she doesn't need to include them in a conversation about women. What she needs to do is include other people who menstruate. Just saying. But again, like, Jen's not listening, Jen's just defending. And again, and like, also, why are you just replying to people on Twitter? Like, if you, like, do the research, do the reading. But she refuses. And then further in the video, she said that AOC sounded discombobulated when talking about stuff, because AOC goes on to talk about makeup and how a lot of us put on makeup because we like the way it feels, we like the way it looks, etc. But also that there have been studies that have been shown that women who wear a full glam actually make more money. So now it becomes a part of the patriarchy, where we're talking about the fact that women are forced to wear makeup because you have to in order to be successful. And for some reason, Jen thought this was inarticulate, and she said the word she's not articulate, which, like, is a racist dog whistle for so many women of color and people of color, is to call them not articulate. No one ever says a white person isn't articulate. It just doesn't happen. And Jen also was comparing it to how AOC's speeches are more linear and she usually likes them better, which, like, obviously a speech is going to be more impactful and linear than a YouTube video, because she wrote a speech beforehand. It was proofed by 5 different people, and there was like a thesis statement, whereas this is a get ready with me where she's talking about issues that are important to her. And first of all, she sounded completely articulate and I completely understood her point. Like, if you're not educated and you don't understand it, Jen, just say that. But, like, she can't say that. Instead, she just has to be like, I don't know. She didn't sound very good. So then, like I said, Jen deletes the video, and a couple days later, she uploads an apology. Now, since then, she has deleted the apology, so you can't go back and watch it, but I made what notes I could on it. In the video overall, which, like, honestly, with all of Jen's videos, her apologies really come off very insincere. And like she's laughing in them and stuff. And, like, I can understand laughing when you're nervous. I literally giggled through my entire wedding reception. But, I think that you should try to keep yourself more serious and keep a serious tone when you're apologizing for literally offending the trans community and offending people of color. Like, this isn't a lighthearted issue. Like, I've seen other apologies she's done about, like, she fucked up, like, Hollow Taco's nail polish. And, like, she just always acts so defensive and, like, laughing and, like, thinking it's ridiculous that she has to apologize. It just comes off completely insincere. In this apology, she talked about how her intentions were good, and, like, she talks about intentions a lot, and I really hate that, because no one gives a fuck about your intentions when you hurt people. It doesn't matter what your intentions were. I always say the road to hell is paved with 1,000 good intentions, and I don't even believe in hell. But I like the statement, because what it means is that your intentions don't mean shit. What matters is your actions and your impact was not good. Instead of apologizing, she, like, shares what she's learned. She doesn't really actually say sorry, and she doesn't really actually explain why what she did was wrong. She references Kat Black's video about the J.K. Rowling situation, but, like, again, doesn't explain to her own viewers why what she said was wrong. She just says, like, go watch Kat Black's video, it's good. But, like, did Jen watch it? Because, like, she didn't explain to me the why she said what she said was wrong. Then she switches and talks about how, like, people can bring up her old drama and there's all these rumors about her, and how if you hear a rumor about somebody, you shouldn't take it as face value. And, like, first of all, no one is spreading rumors about Jen. What they're doing is bringing up her old actions, because she has a history of discrediting marginalized voices, and this is just another instance of her discrediting marginalized voices and kind of spewing her own white views and not listening to people of color. So when you do the same thing over and over again, people are going to bring up the past things, even if you already apologized for them, because this is proof you haven't changed. And I also hate that she was like, if you hear a rumor about somebody, if it doesn't match up with who you know them to be, then don't take it at face value, which I fucking hate that, because like, this obviously in the same situation, but a lot of men use that in terms of sexual assault. They go, oh, my friend would never do that. That guy would never do that. That guy would never do that. Because I know him and he's not like that to me. Or like, you know, men who beat their wives and guys are like, oh, well, he's not like that. But like, just because he didn't attack you doesn't mean that he doesn't attack people. And just, I don't believe that these are, again, people don't come forward with rumors about Jen. They come forward with factual evidence about what she's done in the past, and she calls them rumors. And then the most ridiculous part of this apology video is that she says that the rumor that bugs her the most is that she's full of herself and she thinks she's better than others. Which, like, that's not a rumor. That's like how you are perceived. And also, like, I think if I was Jen, the rumor I would hate the most is that I'm racist, is that I speak over Black people, that I discredit marginalized voices, that I don't listen to Black people, and I refuse to learn. To me, that's what I would, my least favorite rumor about myself, not that I'm full of myself. And again, the fact that the rumor that upsets her the most is about her and not about how she hurts other people kind of just shows that she is full of herself. She then goes on to say that, like, she doesn't think she's better than others because she has lots of YouTube friends and they all have like way smaller channels than her. Like, they're so much tinier than her. Like, she literally emphasizes how much smaller they are than her, which, like, you're proving the point, ma'am. Maybe you surround yourself with smaller channels so you can feel like hot shit. Maybe, allegedly. She then goes on to thank people who supported her and then mentions that she has ADD and maybe that's why she couldn't follow what AOC was talking about. This will not be the first time or the last time in this video that Jen brings up her own mental issues to try to provide a cop-out for what she's done. Like, why would you bring up your ADD unless you're trying to provide an escape for why you did what you did? Just take ownership, which she never really does in the video, and move on. And now another situation happened in May of 2021 with Ofra. And in that situation, people started bringing up her AOC issue because it had just happened in August of 2020, and it was a similar situation. And so people were like, wow, remember the AOC thing? And then people realized that Jen had actually deleted her AOC apology video. People were confused. They were like, why did you delete it? And on a live stream, someone asked her, why did you delete your AOC apology video? And she said, because that was a long time ago and, like, it's over and everyone should just move on. Which, like, you don't get to tell people who you've hurt to move on. That's not your decision to make. That is their decision to make. And if you were still sorry about what you did, why would you remove the video? One of my favorite, you know, a lot of people apologize online and then when they are asked about it again and again, they get really defensive. And one of my favorite things to reference is Bretman Rock. There's videos of him saying the N-word from when he was 16 or 15, like very young, and you can tell he's very young in the videos, and he's apologized for it multiple times. And it got brought up again maybe a year or so ago, and I saw one of his fans like replied or retweeted and was like, stop bringing this up, he's already replied to it, and he replied and said, no, keep bringing it up. I will apologize for this anytime someone new sees that video because what I did was fucked up and I'm sorry. I'll apologize time and time again because I am sorry and I know what I did was wrong. And if someone new sees that video and they feel hurt by it, they have every right to ask me about it. And, like, that's how you should act if you're actually sorry. But to say something that happened 7 months ago is old news and people should move on is completely fucked up. Like, if you were still sorry about it, you would not have this perspective. She said that people were leaving, like, troll and hateful comments on it, but I don't believe that. And that the only reason people were looking for it was to stir up bullshit. But, like, if people discover your drama and they're like, oh, like, if I hear that someone has drama that I like, I will look into it and I will watch their apology video so that I can decide if I want to support that person. But Jen has erased that because she doesn't want anyone to know about it. She's not actually sorry. And then she called herself, then she was like bitching about it in this live stream and she was like, sorry, I'm really passionate today. But, like, she wasn't passionate. She was angry and defensive, which is her normal state. And then she wanted to talk about how no one focuses on the things I've done right. All they do is focus on the things I've done wrong, on the 3 things I've done wrong, and they always get misconstrued. And it's like, listen, people keep focusing on the same things because, like, I think I've established at this point, it's a pattern. You say something offensive, you refuse to listen to Black voices or marginalized voices, you get defensive, you talk over them, and then you give a non-apology, and then you say you're gonna learn and do better, and then you do the same shit over and over again. And here we are again, May of 2021. Ofra Cosmetics gets outed for being racist. Their vice president supports Trump. A picture was leaked from Ofra's personal Twitter account or personal Instagram account of her husband dressed up in a MAGA hat, a American flag, and the caption says, "We love you, Trump," with a heart emoji from 2016. And people are like, Ofra Cosmetics is racist? I did an entire video on the entire situation about Ofra Cosmetics. I will link that down below if you want to read more about the situation. But a lot of people were also looking to influencers who had done collabs with Ofra Cosmetics to speak on this because, like, you're now associated with a brand who is under fire and people just want you to condemn what they did. Really, like, that's what's expected at this point. So Jen retweeted the Ofra apology and said, "I'll be addressing this on Sunday. Though this is not the full story, one thing I do want to point out today is that the OK symbol being used for white power, which is this, was begun in 2017. The photo people are referencing was from 2016, and she, like, cited a source about that. And it's just like, okay, first of all, the fact that Jen's first response was, "I'm going to address this on Sunday," I'm pretty sure the Ofra news dropped like midweek, and now she's using it to push views to her YouTube channel, and she'll continue to do that in these tweets. And second of all, after the first sentence of "I'm going to address this Sunday," the first thing she does is move to defend the image. There's a lot of back and forth about whether this is the white power symbol or not, but, like, even the, you know what, I'll read the next tweet because it says exactly what I want to say. Someone said, "Okay, but the hand gesture plus the Trump hat and flag, question mark, question mark, question mark. We know what this is, and it's disappointing to see you want to dismiss it." And that's exactly it. Like, you want to debate about the hand symbol? Be my fucking guest. The other stuff is not debatable. It is there in the flesh. It is in the image. It's there. There's nothing to debate. And Jen said, "I'm not dismissing it. I'm addressing it on Sunday." Tune in on Sunday. It's like Dateline. "It's important to have the timeline and the facts straight." And she replied again and said, Coffee Darlings replied again and said, "I should have been specific. This symbol has existed for much longer than 2016, 2017 as a symbol for white supremacy, definitely on the internet." And then Jen goes, "Do you have a source for that? Because I legit can't find anything." Like, you can't do your own research, Jen. You have to get this girl on Twitter to do your research for you. And she was like, "Honestly, other than seeing the stuff online, on online message boards when I first started being on the internet years ago, the only things articles are related to its popularity is use during 2017 by white supremacists, edgy meme users, and other users on the internet." Jen says, "I can see the argument that maybe David got winds of this being used and he used it purposely before it became popular. I would like to see evidence, but others may not need that. The Trump hat and caption may be enough." And then someone said, "Very interested to see what you have to say as the VP was wearing MAGA merch. There are also screenshots of donations he's made to Trump campaigns, which pretty strongly conveys white supremacy regardless of the hand gesture," which is exactly it. Like, why are you nitpicking on the hand gesture when there's so many other points there that prove that he is supporting white supremacy? Like, what is the hand gesture? And then someone else said that they saw, maybe I'm mistaken, but I saw a picture of the donation this person did to Trump campaign on the day where the murder of Mr. Floyd is remembered, which is true. There's a screenshot of a donation from David from Ofra to the Trump campaign on the day of George Floyd's funeral, which is like, coincidence or not? And then Jen said, "I haven't seen this with my own eyes, but if that's true, that'll definitely be part of my story. It's important to get the timelines right and call out what needs to be called out." And then someone replied and said, "Screenshots have been provided by other accounts as replies to the Ofra tweet you quote tweeted." Like, the information is out there, Jen. All you have to do is look, but it just feels like you're looking for excuses because Ofra probably made you a lot of money. And once again, you're a fair weather ally that will do whatever to be an ally as long as it doesn't affect your bottom line. Hey guys, so I somehow lost a short clip from this video, so I'm just going to give you a little quick voiceover. It's just for 2 screenshots, so bear with me. So Jen then tweeted, "I want to be clear, I'm going to do my research and have the story organized and ready for Sunday's show. We are talking facts, not feelings. What do we know? What is the evidence? Then let people decide for themselves what to do with those facts." Here is donation record of the co-owner of Ofra's $100 donation to Make America Great Again. The donation was from March of 2020, which is the one from George Floyd's funeral date, I believe, like we already discussed. And then someone replied letting her know that the pic was posted in late December and people were already using the hand gesture by then, and it was merely recognized in 2017. There's a difference. He used it maliciously. No excuses, Jen. Jen just says, "Thank you for this information. If you can cite any sources," once again, asking people to source for her. And then that's pretty much it for her tweets about this. And then that girl Shay got involved. She tweeted at Jen and basically said, "Jen, with all due respect, just stop." Because, you know, Jen saying facts versus feelings was weird and like Ben Shapiro-y. And I mean, basically what Shay's about to say is that the facts are out there. And again, it just feels like here Jen is digging her heels in and nitpicking a situation that doesn't need to be nitpicked. Because Jen just kept replying to people and trying to defend her position and trying to like nitpick at stuff. It's exactly what it looks like. If photo evidence is not fact, I don't know what is. And I'm sorry, I just find it odd that you're leading with already defending him. I don't think that bodes well for your investigation, which is facts. Like, you can't go into this bias. Like, your first tweet about this was a defense to him. That just shows that you're already trying to defend him. She said, I appreciate people sharing other information, and those sources will be in the story. Facts are important." And then so Shay shared a picture of the Ofra picture with arrows pointing to the MAGA hat and the flag and the caption and just wrote facts on it. And Jen just replied with "very true." So Shay said, "Can you help me understand what exactly needs to be investigated?" Like, Jen still hadn't made a statement about her relationship with Ofra at this point. People were like, what is the investigation? Like, it just really felt like she was pushing this for views on her channel. I don't understand this. Are you really just investigating his fingers? Because if so, you don't know who is who in the dark corners of the web. I don't understand how far your investigation could go. And then Jen says, "Since you've chosen to take this public instead of talking to me privately, you can find out with everyone else on Sunday on Dateline." Like, why is this an advertisement for your channel? And then Shay said, "Okay, Jen, so what you're telling me is you're not open to questions or conversations, especially because you deleted all your original tweets. Got it. I won't be watching. Thanks for confirming what I was already wondering." Like, again, instead of listening to the voices of her Black viewers who say, or many other viewers who are like, well, this is unacceptable, we should cancel Ofra, you should condemn what they did, she was looking for an out. She was talking over people, ignoring people, asking them to provide her sources instead of doing her own fucking research. And then she posted a notes app 2 days later, and it said, "On Tuesday, I tweeted the attached tweet." So yeah, this came out on Tuesday, and she was talking about her Sunday show. Like, you couldn't do a special episode for this? You got other plans? Isn't this your whole job? I tweeted the attached tweet, "My personal relationship with the people at Ofra, not David, but the people actually involved in developing my collab, impacted my thought process, and I got hyper-focused on a detail that didn't matter. I allowed that to happen. I inappropriately acted on it, and I'm so sorry. I'm ashamed and embarrassed that I even thought for a moment that the timeline of white power symbol was important." You like, facts. Why would you care? "What's important is that the owners of Ofra actively supported the Trump campaign with both elections. When you support Trump, you support racist and white supremacist ideologies. When I collabed with Ofra, I had no idea the owners felt this way, or I would not have done it. My contract officially ends in January 2022, but I'm attempting to end it sooner. I will not promote Ofra products as long as David and Ofra are employed by the brand. I do not support white supremacy or those who donate to white supremacist movements. I have asked Ofra to remove me from their website and to deactivate my affiliate code. I have also unlisted all of my Ofra videos, including my launch videos, so that they cannot be found on YouTube search. I'm truly sorry to people offended or hurt by my tweet about the timeline of the white power hand gesture. It was irrelevant and should not have been highlighted." And like, honestly, this might have been the best apology Jen has ever put out. Like, it's, the bar is in hell, but still a decent apology. She's like, what I did was stupid. She didn't really condemn Ofra. It would kind of felt like, well, you all told me I should step away from Ofra, so I'm gonna do that. I wish she would have condemned Ofra, but like, overall, like, a decent a decent post, but then like 2 days later, she posts this. I am passionate, impulsive, loving, neurodivergent. If you don't like this combination and who I am, please don't follow me. Don't talk to me, don't at me. If you don't like me, fine, you have that right. You wanted to break me, you won. I'm fucking broken, now please stop. And like, again, here is Jen with the world's smallest violin playing the victim. First of all, being neurodivergent is only thrown in there as a cop-out, and being neurodivergent is not an excuse to be racist, to talk over Black people, and to act how you're acting. Like, I'm sorry. And also, like, you broke me. No one tried to break you. They tried to educate you and hold you accountable, and you just kept arguing with people. Jen's #1 problem is that she can't listen. She refuses to listen. Like, I don't know why listening is so difficult for her, but like, I don't know if it's her privilege or what, but she refuses to take any actual accountability for what she's done. And while her apology on the 25th or the 27th was kind of good, this post just completely negates what she said. It just shows that her apology was bullshit and it's all about her again. She goes on to tag some tea channels and said, everyone, please just stop. I need you to stop. In 2019, I had an interaction with Jackie, Ina, and others that was 100% my fault. I hurt people. I take full responsibility. In 2020, I posted a non-research video about AOC and it was 100% my fault, and I hurt people. I take full responsibility. In 2021, I posted a tweet about the owner of Ofra Cosmetics. It was 100% my fault, and I hurt people. I take full responsibility. I swear to God, I'm listening and I'm learning and I'm trying. Here's the thing with these issues, Jen. You're not learning. You're not. You keep doing the same things over and over again and you never learn. You keep refusing to listen to people. You keep being defensive off of instinct and assuming that you are in the right and not listening to people when they tell you you are wrong. Like, this is a pattern of behavior. And also in all of these instances, you didn't really take full responsibility. You didn't really learn and grow. You did though, well, I'm just gonna not talk about racism anymore. Or the AOC thing, you took full responsibility, but you deleted the video and you deleted the apologies. So like, did you take full responsibility? And you also gave a bunch of excuses in that video and never really talked about why what you did was wrong. And then same thing here. You did a decent apology, but then you undercut that by crying about how hard it was for you. And then she deleted her Twitter for like a week or a couple days at least. She deleted her Twitter, and then on Saturday morning when I was researching this, she thankfully put her Twitter back up, so I was able to get all these screenshots. And then she posted this notes app. Hi, my friends. This will be my last post on Twitter for the foreseeable future. Jen just saying I'm not going to do that anymore. Sound like a pattern? I have directly made others, namely Black people and other people of color, feel belittled and unheard. If that's you, I'm sorry for making you feel that way. There is nothing worse than an I'm sorry you feel that way. Like, you should just be sorry, not sorry for making them feel that way. You should be sorry about your actions, not how they feel. You are again distancing yourself. I recognize I have a very difficult time predicting how my actions will impact others, and this is very dangerous. I never intend to hurt others, but it happens because of this lack of vision. Again, talking about intentions when they don't matter. Through stepping away from Twitter and talking with loving friends, I am now able to accept how my impulsivity, lack of perspective, knowledge, and foresight hurts others. I accept that because I am not able to control my impulsive emotional reactions 100% of the time. Twitter is not a healthy platform for me to participate in. This doesn't even really feel like an apology. Like, the first part was like, okay, I belittle Black people. Yes, we're going somewhere. And then the rest of this is just all about her and like excuses about why she does what she does. It's giving me very Jeffree Star vibes. Remember when he was like, I have impulse control, and everyone was like, okay, well, like, could you work on that? And then we're like, no, I can't. Like, she was just like, I get defensive and I refuse to listen to people and I undercut Black people. So I'm just gonna leave Twitter instead of working on myself. She said, Twitter's not a healthy platform for me to participate in. It's not healthy for me, it's not healthy for others who may be subjected to my shortcomings in the future. I will truly miss the personal interactions that Twitter allows me, but I need to prioritize not hurting others as well as my journey of learning, growth, development, and being a better and more effective ally. And here's what I think. Jen as you can see from this entire video, all of Jen's drama is centered around Twitter. Jen on YouTube knows how to present herself in a decent enough way to slide by with any of her indiscretions. The AOC video is the exception, but all of her other drama and even the issues surrounding the AOC video, a lot of it gets blown up through her on Twitter. And I think that Twitter is kind of her mask off moment. Like, she is being herself, her unapologetic self on Twitter, and then she's showing who she really is, and this is who she is. She's someone who refuses to listen to people, she's someone who refuses to see her own privilege, and she's someone who refuses to acknowledge her own shortcomings. And I think that she's leaving Twitter because Twitter is hurting her bottom line. Not because she actually cares about who she hurt. I think she's leaving Twitter because Twitter is where all her drama comes from. So she thinks if she leaves Twitter, then no one will tell her that she sucks anymore. But like, I just think it's gone too far. Like, and people were replying to her this last post on Twitter being like, everyone's being too mean to you and like they're dogpiling on you. And I'm not trying to dogpile on Jen, and I'm not trying to, you know, beat a dead horse, but at the same time, like, I just don't see Jen learning, and I don't see her changing, and like, someone needs to call her out for it. Like, I don't say this to say like cancel Jen. I say this to say that I don't want to personally support her going forward, and she has done nothing to show me or anyone else that she's actually listening and changing and growing. You can say the words, I take responsibility, I take accountability, but every action she's doing is showing the opposite of that. And to me, this whole timeline I just showed you is a pattern of her belittling and talking over and ignoring the voices of Black and marginalized groups and refusing to learn. She gets caught, she knows she's in trouble, so she says, I'm sorry, but she doesn't actually take a second to think about her own actions and what they did. She just, like, to me, it seems like Jen just says like, oh fuck, people are being dramatic again, I guess I'll apologize. Instead of being like, why are people upset with me? Let me do my own research about these situations, let me learn and change, and also let me just stop tweeting every thought in my fucking head and defending myself instead of listening to the people. Like, you know the saying, there are people who listen to reply, and then there's people who actually listen. And it just feels like Jen doesn't listen. She's just waiting for a response so she can defend herself. And like I said, this is just a pattern of behavior for her of playing the victim, of belittling marginalized groups, and nothing has shown me that she has changed, especially this last bit where she deleted her Twitter and like talked about how she just can't do it anymore and it's so hard for her. And like, I get it that having it coming at you from all sides on Twitter can't be easy, but at the same time, like, you made your bed, you need to lie in it. And if you really do want to be a better person, I hope that she takes this time off Twitter and, you know, actually does some learning and does some reading and really figures out why she's so defensive and figures out why she refuses to listen to Black voices, and maybe she can actually grow from her past, because from what I've seen from all of this is that she has not grown at all from her transgressions from October of 2018. Like, these are 5 transgressions since 2018, and 4 of them are in the last year and a half. And like, it's just a pattern at this point. And I hope that Jen, you know, is actually bettering herself, but to me it just seems like she's hoping it'll all go away if she just leaves Twitter. So that was a long video, but that's everything I have to say. Let me know down below what you guys think about this whole timeline of events. Do you think that Jen is capable of growing and learning from the situation? Do you think she's grown and learned at all from her original situations, or is she just going to continue to play the victim forever? I would love to know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry how long it was. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!